All right, here we are. And this is an interview with Authority Zero, and we have here
Jason DeVore.
Jason DeVore. Founding member of, more or less, founding member?
Yeah. One of the originals from the beginning, yeah. Me and Bill kind of started this up with my buddy Jerry back in the day, so. Yeah,
I understand. Went to high school together?
We did, yeah. Back in 1994, 95 area is when we just kind of met up and started just jamming out. Those guys were playing acoustic guitars in guitar class, and we just kind of, I was visiting my dad for the summer, you know, from Wyoming. So we started just jamming out, doing whatever, messing around, and now we're in Virginia Beach.
Now you're all over the place.
Yeah, doing a lot of traveling, man.
Yeah, pay no mind to the order of this because I'm going to chop it up and reorder it later. So
sure.
It's just going to be whatever comes to my mind first.
Cool.
So one question I got to ask: how sick do you get of playing One More Minute?
I asked the crowd that the other day. I was like, "Are you guys sick of this song yet? Like for real? If you are, go write your own fucking song." I don't know. We play it a lot, man. Obviously, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the radio hit that everybody recognizes. It's
yeah.
You
know, and we were stoked on it though. Still, it's like we wrote the song. You know, we liked this. We liked it when we wrote it, and we still like it. It's just, it's like we play the same songs every night, but it's, you know, we change it up a bit. But that's obviously one of the ones that stands out because it has been the push song, I guess. You know, but, you know, we have our nights. It's still fun. It's fun seeing the reaction from kids, still getting into it and still enjoying it. You know, so it gives you that momentum to want to keep playing it.
Right on. Yeah. So back when you started, like I think it was like 6 or 7 years, just playing whatever, and then Lava out of nowhere.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Because I'm kind of curious about that. Like, I did my research. I went back and I was looking at interviews and was like, it never really touches on this, so I'm going to go back.
Yeah. Well, we were playing again locally for about six, 7 years at least. Just weekly, like every other band does, locally and stuff. And then we got connections with a local radio station, Edge. We had a little demo we put together, our first demo called Live Your Life. And I drove it down there to the station. They had a ska punk show where they played local bands every Sunday, 2 bands every Sunday. It's called Backyard Bullets. And so we gotta go to this fucking show. You know, so took it down there, dropped out of the office, kept calling, be like, hey, you guys get the CD okay? And play it, whatever, bugging the hell out of them. Ended up becoming friends with this guy. His name's Craig Moorhead. And he started spinning our stuff and set our mind up over the sending stuff. The stuff he was playing for us at least. And we were like, awesome, we're going to circle around the radio and listen to it. And that kind of progressed to him showing it to the higher-ups of the label. And we ended up recording new songs like One More Minute, Skies and Limit, and stuff like that for a new EP. And they started spinning that locally. And then the label started seeing that there was this band getting spun all the time that wasn't signed yet. And, through their attention, obviously, they started coming out and trying to wine and dine us and shit and all that fun stuff. Whatever. And that's how Lava came about. We did that with them and, did a 2-record deal with them. The first one didn't sell 1 million copies, which, happens a lot. Yeah. And they were contractually bound to do 2 albums with us. So the second album we put out as well on Yellow, but they didn't really do anything with it. So, typical major label shit, they dropped us and we've been just kind of keeping forward ever since doing our own shit.
Yeah. How do you feel about the current situation with them owning the rights to the first 2 albums, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Andiamo and something in time.
Passage in Time.
Passage in Time.
Yeah, they definitely, that's kind of shit in all reality. We're pretty fucking bummed about that. We have our shows out here, on the road and stuff, like 1234 and Stories of Survival, our latest one we did. We've got copies of those to sell for the most part, Rhythm and Blues as well, but the first 2 we don't, and we highly recommend going out and picking it up on any website you can find so you have a chance to listen to it because it's going to cost us an ass load of money to get those things back. So another story for the bands out there starting out.
Any plans to re-record or remaster the originals?
We talked about doing that, yeah. We talked about doing the re-recordings, which in a sense obviously it'll feel a little weird and it won't be the same idea, but these kids have a chance to get the music, and in CD form or whatever. But we've talked about, we explored all options, honestly, like the legalities of it, like going through it and seeing like what we need to do to change little things here and there to get, things back with remixing and all that stuff too. But it's still in the works. We'll see what happens. We're working on it for sure. We'd like the kids to be able to pick that up at our shows.
Good stuff. Well, You guys got a constantly changing lineup, or at least changing over the last few years, but I see that a few original members have come back.
Yeah, that's kind of where the Stories of Survival thing came about, man, was that, you know, the last few years have been a little bit rough, you know, I mean, it was, you know, again, through all the music industry stuff and like the labels and all this shit, and like the ups and downs, like it gets hard, it wears on you a lot, and that in turn makes, you know, things hit a little harder inside the group itself, you know, and that kind of came to a head, and that finally happened a little bit a few years back on tour, and there's a couple years of having friends come in to fill in spots and keep things going, you know, going forward, and thank God for it, because it got us to the point to where it all kind of came full circle in a weird way, to where, you know, original bass player Jeremy's back, it's still Jalen on drums, me singing, and the only new guy is Zach Wolfe on guitar.
What is the current lineup?
It's the four of us. Yeah, it's me, Jeremy, Jim, and Zach. So it's all the same guys except for Bill.
Plans for a new album?
Yeah, well, we put the new one out 4 months ago. The new album came out lately. It was called Stories.
4 months ago? I thought it was June.
4 months ago, yeah. Was it August? It actually got pushed back.
Oh, it got pushed back. Okay, I missed that. It's like I was reading dates and I was like, June. Okay.
Yeah, it got pushed back, as they all seem to. But yeah, August 22nd, the last album came out. It's called Stories of Survival on Mike Computer Records.
Yes.
And
Mike Computer.
It's Fletcher Pennywise's album. Label.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, so how's it like working with from Pennywise?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Good, you know, those guys are all good guys. We've done a lot of tours with those guys too, and gotten to know them over the years, you know. And so when this whole idea came about, you know, the idea behind Like the Funeral was to get back to the core of, you know, back to the Epitaph back in the day, like that kind of scene, you know what I mean, like Theologian, like Fabric, all that stuff, and it's still kind of a grassroots kind of punk label that, you know, had a lot of good bands on it, and, you know, kind of some stuff we grew up on and listened to. So it was really cool to be considered to be one of the first bands to be part of that whole thing, and hopefully to see it grow into something else like that. But yeah, Pennywise was great all around.
Any particular bands you're looking to work with? Bad Religion, anything like that?
Oh yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
That's my dream interview right now. It's like
man, yeah.
I've interviewed a lot of the ones I want to interview. Like I got Real Big Fish in the Can. I got Les and Jake coming up in a couple or like 2 weeks. I got an interview with Les and Jake.
Yeah,
Car comes
cool.
in.
Well, they're going on tour with Supervillains, right?
Yeah.
Our buddies from Florida.
Yeah, I'm not so good with the Supervillains. I did an interview with them. Kind of dicks.
Yeah, it didn't go so well, huh?
We're moving.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, Dom's a firecracker. Dom. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Bad Religion, obviously, we've done some shows with them in the past, you know, like, but nothing like full-on touring, which, you know, them Rancid, just stuff, you know, again.
Oh yeah,
we're
yeah.
out here having fun, you know, like bands that we grew up with.
Yeah, I know you played a couple shows with Rancid, but never actually gone on tour with.
Yeah, we did Salt Lake City with them a couple times, and you know, and that's just like one of those cool things as a kid, like growing up, getting a chance to play the band. It got you into playing in a band, you know, in the first place.
Oh yeah.
That's just one of those weird, cool things. But yeah, you know, them. I mean, Rise Against would be fun to go on tour. Like those guys are great. You know, they have good message and good music. You know, I mean, just whatever we can do. Honestly, we're looking forward to doing a lot more just touring by ourselves. To be honest, like, do a lot more headlining stuff to kind of get out there and see what we're really capable of. You know, abroad and otherwise.
So from playing out all around, any favorite scenes that you've come to? Any favorite places, spots that really had
Florida
something going?
is one, dude. You guys are always, you know, I mean, they're always kicking ass down in Florida, man. Like every time we go there, since the beginning of Past Some Time getting released, you've been a really very cool, prosperous crowd, and they continually come out. You know, even when the singles and shit went out the window, it's like the kids have continually come out and been really supportive for it. So, you know, and you know, again, Virginia Beach here, it's like, again, we're playing H20, we were playing Norva back when the single came out with those kids. It's one of those things you filter through a lot of things, like people that are there for, you know, what they call it, fair weather fans or whatever, you know, for the meantime, which it's cool, but then, you know, there's a great crowd out here that's still coming out and being a part of the scene with us too, you know, so it's good. Arizona, California does really good too.
Yeah.
Canada and Japan are pretty cool, which is different.
Any particular part of Canada? I hear British Columbia is like the kicking spot in Canada. It's kind of like the Hollywood of Canada.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, I mean, honestly, our last trip through there was with Pennywise. Recently was only singing. So it was our first trip all the way across Canada, and every show was pretty kick-ass, man. It was like all the kids lot of kids came up and, you know, they mentioned they never heard of us and they're going to be at the next show and all this stuff. So hopefully it continues. We're doing a tour there in May, I think.
Right on.
So see what happens.
Well, though Flatfoot 56 not be here tonight.
Yeah, bum deal, man. These guys are good.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
like
really.
I missed their fucking show to like an interview two other bands that I really wanted to interview. So it was a moment of like, and at the same time Pennywise was playing, so it was like with the singer from Ignite, and I'm like, God damn it, like what am I gonna do? I gotta do the job. So how did you end up hooked up with the Flatfoot 56 tour?
We actually set on this tour to do a headlining show ourselves. You know, again, like I said, we kind of got sick of a lot of empty promises with, you know, we'll put you on this tour, we'll put you on that tour, and you guys go on this bigger band tour and all this shit. And like, you know, fuck it, we're just gonna go out and do our own thing. We're gonna just pave our own path and just go out and take our chances and, you know, get the bands that we like, you know, and bring them on our tour. And, you know, it won't be the biggest shows, but we're gonna go out and just have fun with them and start helping, you know, other bands from other parts of the country develop, you know, in our genre, you know, in our areas or whatever. We're doing pretty decent and just kind of help grow our own thing. So we, you know, our manager mentioned Flatfoot 6 to us and took a listen to them. We're like, these guys sound great, obviously, you know. It turns out they're even better guys than they are musicians.
Oh yeah,
you know?
you actually really got to appreciate them because they started their own thing and they didn't realize, like, at the same time Dropkick Murphys had started and everything else, you know, the whole Celtic punk rock thing started picking up, and like they didn't even know what was happening. Like they had people come and mention, like, you guys sound like Dropkick Murphys,
Right.
and they're like, who?
Yeah, nope. We started it, you know, those guys are great.
Yeah, it's like a steam engine time. Like steam engines, everybody started making steam engines at the same fucking time. Nobody knew about the other ones. Weird shit. History.
Yeah, no, they're great guys, man, and, you know, killer musicians, man. They're really great. Lion Eyes, obviously, those guys from DC. We became good friends with them on the last tour we did, which was our CD release show tour we did, Stories of Survival one, and just had a great time with them. They obviously rock. They're a lot of soul, a lot of heart, you know, good guys in general. We're like, we got some more touring in the future. And sure as shit, this next tour we did, we're like, first call we made with Lion Eyes, we're like, you guys and Flatfoot 6 were like, this would be a cool combination of music, you know, throughout the entire thing. So.
Any particular bands you'd recommend?
Off the top of my head, in general, shit. Well, Lion Eyes, Flatfoot 6, obviously.
Yeah.
Is out there. Who else? There's a band back home that's doing a lot of hard work, and they've been doing a lot of hard work for a long time back in Arizona. They're called Mayuka. They're like a reggae kind of ska, kind of outfit, you know. But they're really cool and kind of unique in their own way too. So give them a chance, give them a shot, and who else I think about? The thing is, I learned a lot from just touring and like seeing bands on the road and trying to remember like each night there with each band. We'll start with them. You know, explore, bounce off of those, you know, because you know there's a lot of good music out there. For sure.
Right on. Well, shit, I think we've hit all the major points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.